Ko tēnā koutou katoa. Lovely to see you all. I've got to start with the statement. I am in menopause. Thank you. If only we all applauded whenever any one of us said that, it would be amazing. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to ask you just to think to yourself how comfortable you would be in making that statement publicly or even privately in your own circles. How comfortable would you be with that? I am in menopause. There's no wrong or right answer, it's just a private reflection. So for me, the answer is complex. I can stand in front of you very easily. I've done this a number of times, talked to women, particularly and men, rooms of 500 people and told them I'm in menopause. But on the other hand, I haven't told my boss. So I'm in menopause. In truth, it's just another thing about me. I'm Māori, I've got brown hair, I've got brown eyes, I'm in menopause, I'm a mum, and I'm a hard worker. But it is a charged statement, and for many women, it sits somewhere between announcing the death of your sexuality and lobbing a grenade at your career. And so that's what I want to talk tonight about, menopause and how natural and normal it is and how we need to feel like we can own it and we can talk about it. And for me, it is one of the 4 M's. So when I have announced in the past that I'm in menopause, it is in the context of talking about these 4 M's that characterise womanhood, but that we don't tolerate well as a society in conversation. And they are menstruation, motherhood, miscarriage, and menopause. So my aim in talking about this is to give us back our agency, to normalise the normal and to help us claim our ability to be everything that we are and all that our womanhood gives us. So with that in mind, let's quickly put these 4 M's in their place. So menstruation, periods are just blood, they mean we can have babies. Motherhood, sometimes I'm a great mum, sometimes I'm a crap mum, no judgment required. Miscarriage, and we've heard it mentioned tonight, it happens a lot. I've had 6 of them. A lot of women feel ashamed to admit to their sense of failure and hurt, especially when they happen in early pregnancy. But while they can devastate, they also should have the ability for us to be able to celebrate the lives that were for as long as they were. And we can get there if we talk about them. And menopause. So it can literally make you feel like you're going crazy. Who knew this? The hormones can really create anxiety. So let me tell you about menopause. So I went through it fairly young, at 44, thanks to endometriosis. And here's the truth, I love not having a period. It's bloody awesome. I don't love dry vagina. No one loves that. I don't love weight gain, and I don't like the hot flushes. Neither of these things work well in my line of work. I was expecting that these things might happen. I knew I could try HRT and I knew that I could try natural remedies. I knew actually a fair bit about menopause before I went into it. I'd done stories about it as a journalist. What no one warned me about was the anxiety and the memory loss. Oh my God, I have struggled with these 2 things more than anything else. Give me a hot flush any day. In fact, yesterday I saw Tanya. I was emceeing our Waiwhetū, our annual meeting of Ngāi Tahu, and facilitating and kōrero with the leaders there. And she said, "I'll see you tomorrow night." And I went, "What? Why?" and then I said to Joe today, what am I meant to talk about again tonight? What's the subject? Because, she's only told me 10 times what I meant to talk about. She said, actually, you can talk about anything. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to talk about menopause. And she said, yes, I love it. Let's do that. But maybe if you could just also work in Christchurch, that would be amazing. And I said, yeah, no worries. Okay, so here goes. I am a woman from Christchurch who's in menopause. But in all seriousness, Christchurch has issues to resolve or challenges to face, and we do have challenges down here that we need to face and hurts that we need to resolve and a city we need to build. I tell you, if we can solve the issues around talking around women's fertility, we can literally solve anything. There'll be no more fanning ourselves in meetings and saying, oh, is it hot in here, or is it just me? You'll be literally saying, oh, fuck, it's a hot flush, just give me a second. I'm in menopause, sorry everyone, okay, it's all good. In fact, the fact that I have a terrible memory is why I have these notes. Once upon a time I could have done this whole thing without notes. There's no chance of that anymore. So I always have my notes now. The bigger problem is anxiety. Please, if you are in your 30s or your 40s and you start to think that you are going crazy, stop and consider the possibility that you are going into perimenopause. So this is the period before you go into menopause. It's when your hormones can run wild, your periods go, sometimes they're here and sometimes they're not. And this period can last from 4 to 10 years. So it can last a long time before you actually hit menopause. Okay? I can hear some women going, oh shit, is that what's happening? But we have to talk about these things. So did you know in countries in the world where women report the easiest symptoms of menopause, those are the ones most likely to revere and respect age. So we might all need to move to a European country. Here is my final thought. If we treat the 4 M's, particularly menopause, like they are taboo, then we're in trouble. People giggle, they feel offended if we talk about it too loudly. We want to talk quietly about it. We don't want to admit it to our bosses. And too often we don't allow ourselves to talk freely about it. But these are not taboo subjects. The 4 M's are the stuff of life, and none of us get here without them. They are the sacred aspects of womanhood. They are sacred, not taboo. Nō reira, ngā wāhine tō, ngā wāhine tāhua hoki, tēnei te mihi nunui ki a koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā koutou, katoa.